Welcome back to Guelph Life, joined now by both captains of the men's and women's varsity hockey team here at the University of Guelph, Scott Simmonds and Kaitlin Lowy. Guys, thanks for being here today. 5 years spent at the U of G. It goes by quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes by really fast, actually. I was saying a little earlier, this is a bonus year for me. I was going to do 4 years, and then I decided in the last minute to do 5, so pretty excited to be here.
Yeah, I think the same for me. It flashed by in a wink, and I wasn't sure I was going to do 5, but it became pretty obvious to me that 5 was the right answer, as it blew by so fast.
And neither of you are local kids, but both of you deciding to come here to the U of G. Let's go back to that point in time when you guys were making that choice. What was it that sold you on this program and the school?
Honestly, it's just a fantastic program. It's got a great history of excellence. A lot of really good hockey players have come through here, and I knew it was a place that I was going to get better as both, a hockey player and a student. I was going to be pushed in my academics and on the ice as well.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I actually played rugby here for 4 years as well. Prior to this season, I stopped playing, but it was the one school that kind of supported that decision to play both sports. Allowed me to have the flexibility in my athletic schedule and my schooling, and make sure I stayed on top of that. So it's just a great spot. I think everybody in the athletic center, or athletic department I should say, and on both teams, I can speak for the women's team as well, just have a passion for the sport.
And balancing that student athlete lifestyle isn't easy, even harder when you guys have so much success and your seasons go longer and longer each and every year. What was it that made it possible to be the student and the athlete?
Well, I find when you're busier, it's almost easier to manage your time. You have a limited amount of time to do school, so you got to make it count when you do it. I feel when the season ends, it's almost harder to get into the library and make sure you're doing your work. And just I think that, as I said, having the season going on, and as long as we go in the playoffs, it's better for school.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Scott. I always say ask a busy person to do something and they'll do it, and that's how I've functioned throughout my career. I find school harder and harder as our season ends and you're in that off season. It's harder to manage your time and get to things. So in season, it's you're kind of the academics are a game too, and you got to be on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. It almost staying busy keeps you sharp and therefore keeps you here and keeps you involved. Now, both of you guys are in the run for the playoffs still and looking to go to the Nationals once again. You've both been there in the past, but this being your senior year, how much extra special would it be to get there and go out on a high note?
Yeah, I think, as I'm, finishing up my career, we talk a lot about the legacy we're going to leave and the memories we're going to hold, as a Griffin athlete. And this would be really big. I think, our team is really special and we're capable of a lot. And it's really fun to go through this with this group of people. And I would love to share this with them for the rest of my life. It's really fun to go through this too, with the men doing so well too. It's really fun to just be a part of this, Griffin hockey. And I look forward to what's to come.
How about you, Scotty?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Nationals in my first year. We were fortunate enough to get there, and we had an amazing playoff run that year. But it's not much different this year. We were a bit slow at the start, but just the guys have battled back, and it's been a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to going to Lethbridge. We want to go there with the Queen's Cup, and as Lowe said, we just are fired up for what's to come.
And obviously 5 years, there's been a lot of fun and a lot of memories. Can you pick out one specific thing that sticks out that you think will stick with you for the rest of your life more so than the rest?
Well, I think for sure the Nationals run will stick out. I mean, when we go this year again, it'll obviously be the same. But it's amazing what a winning program can leave behind, the legacy that we talked about. We're just so fortunate that we've had this opportunity to play here with the group of guys that we've played with throughout my 5 years here. And I'm sure that Kaitlin can say the same.
Yeah, Scott said it well. There's a lot of that I'm really looking forward to and have had a great time with. But if I could point out some things, it's the back-to-back McCaw Cup championships. Those are obviously big milestones, and I'll remember those forever. But ultimately, it's all the little things in between. It's a lot of the things that aren't characteristic of a hockey season. It's the little laughs and the fun times at practice and in the dressing room that I'll cherish those relationships and memories with for the rest of my life.
And now this is a tough question, but if you could go back to your younger self 5 years ago and you could pass down a little bit of knowledge to have the entire time here, is there one thing that you would have loved to know coming in?
Yeah, I think that every little, hill and valley in your career is a learning opportunity, and it allow you to grow both on and off the ice as a human and as a person, and in every area of life. And I think that, sometimes, it's easy to say in hindsight why things happen for a reason, but is to just appreciate every opportunity and every little, bump along the road, that it's there for a reason, and you're there to get better. And there's a lot of great people around here that are there for you and on your side, and that everything is just there for you, and just to take the most of it, and really just own that opportunity and love it.
She said that pretty well.
Yeah, she did. I don't know if I can really elaborate any further, but I would say the same thing. Just kind of stick with it. I mean, first year can be tough, and you're coming in, you're learning how to do school again, you're learning what the next step of education is. You're on your own a little bit more than you were before, and you're making your own meals and stuff. So, I mean, you learn so much by being a student athlete. It's amazing. There's tons of life lessons that we're going to carry the rest of the way. And I think just learning that to stick with it, that durability, no matter what faces you and the challenges that come, like you're gonna be a lot stronger.
Guys, thank you so much for all the time you made for the show and me, game in and game out, whether it be game day or an off day. We appreciate everything, and best of luck the rest of the way, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.